It's never a good sign when a new installment of an already established franchise goes direct to video. But a part of me still hoped Cats and Dogs 3, Paws Unites, would offer something worthwhile. I mean, even the recent Disney Plus exclusive, the one and only Ivan, turned out better than I had anticipated. And in a year where we've gotten big tentpole releases like Mulan, choosing to skip theaters as well, the direct-to-video label doesn't seem to carry the same kind of stigma it once did. Except Cats and Dogs 3 is genuinely one of the worst films to claw its way into people's homes this year. Hi guys, Michael Abayemi here, and today I'm reviewing the new comedy Cats and Dogs 3 Paws Unite. The movie continues the story of the long waging war between cats and dogs. At the start of the film, both species have been enjoying a 10-year truce, a peace that is held together by the activities of a covert operations agency called FART. They basically monitor the activities of all cats and dogs around the world, making sure that none is caught breaking the law. But after a mysterious signal causes both species to become hostile to one another once again, the agency puts together a team to get to the bottom of the mystery. This includes Gwen, a house cat whose owners are going through a potential eviction from their apartments, and she is joined by Roger, a dog owned by an aspiring tennis prodigy with an over-controlling mother. Gwen considers Roger to be her biggest rival, but they are both forced to put aside their differences as they try to chase down the signal to its source, while also trying to keep their human masters happy and blissfully unaware. The previous Cats and Dogs movies weren't exactly known for their quality, and the makers of this one seem to realize that as well, leaning into the fact for what I can only imagine was supposed to be comedic effects. Unfortunately, the movie just comes across as cheap and poorly made, and not self-aware as it clearly intended. Everything from the plots, to the acting, and the special effects felt like a downgrade from the first two movies, making it the worst one of the bunch. But chances are you aren't going into this movie expecting it to be brilliant. After all, even campy movies like this one come with their own kind of appeal. I'd be lying if I said watching it wasn't utterly cringe-inducing though, as I found myself laughing for all the wrong reasons. The film also felt like it was in dire need of a proper villain, one in the same vein as Mr. Tinkles from the previous films. We instead get the talented George Lopez, relegated to voicing a parrot that never once felt imposing or anything but silly. Cats and Dogs 3 is a direct-to-video release true and true. It might not be the worst film I have seen this year, but it is certainly a top contender, with too many leaps of logic and characters arriving at certain conclusions simply because the script dictated they should. But I guess all that comes with the territory, and as such, it is very hard for me to recommend it to anyone but the most die-hard fans of the previous films. I would give the film a 4 out of 10. But those were just my thoughts about the movie. Were you a fan of the two previous films, or are you just as skeptical about this new one as I was going in? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you'd like to see more reviews like this one. And until the next one, this is Michael signing off.